G'day, it's Julian here from Greenthief. You're listening to Torrent This with Dando.
Welcome back to Torrent This with Dando on 94.7 The Pulse. And now I'm joined on the line by the frontman of a Brisbane band who, after recording their debut EP Retribution solo, he was then joined by current band members Tom and Steve. They've just released their new single Epidemic. They'll be performing at Shake Some Action 161 on April 19th, as well as Pony on April 20th as part of their Epidemic tour. And they'll be supporting The Butterfly Effect at the Bended Elbow on May 18th. I'm of course talking about Greenthief, and I'm lucky to be joined on the line by their singer Julian. Julian, thanks for your time, mate, and how's things?
Yeah, good, thanks. We're rehearsing at the moment, so yeah, we're just trying to gear up for all the upcoming shows, so just jam mode, really.
Yeah. How's the tour been going so far, man?
Yeah, it's been going really well. We played some, the first half of this tour is a bit slow, so we've done the first few dates, but now it's going to start picking up now, and we got probably our biggest show of the Epidemic tour this Friday, because it's in our hometown in Brisbane, where obviously we've been slogging away for the longest, so it's gearing up to be a really big night, so yeah, really pumped for this week. It's going to be a big one, and then obviously it just keeps sort of building up as the weeks go on.
Is it always awesome playing in home, like in Brisbane?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot more, it is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. I guess sometimes it's more work, so, and one thing that you can always get caught up doing is you concentrate too much on that show and not the other shows.
Yeah.
We're avoiding that because we've sort of got a team of people helping out, like promoting and stuff like that, so which is good. But yeah, it definitely, your friends get to come, and it's obviously you can pull the most people.
Yeah.
So definitely, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, how often do friends and family get out to your gigs?
Yeah, exactly. So they'll come to the Brisbane show, and our drummer actually lives a bit out of town as well, so they make the trek in, so it's a big night for them, and yeah.
Why was the gig in Ipswich cancelled?
In Ipswich, what happened is quite complicated.
Okay.
But basically...
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Your listeners know Ipswich, but Ipswich... Oh, it's a good place, but it's very much so... the band that we always used to play with there, the local band cancelled, so it was kind of us by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got to the venue, the venue was having a massive night because the local football team just won, and then like 100 people smashing beer, and it was a situation where the owners said, look, we're taking a lot of money behind the bar. Yeah, it's a bit of a boring story, but yeah, it was just Ipswich being Ipswich, really.
So they pulled the pin on you guys?
Yeah, they did, but they told us we could definitely do the gig still if we wanted to, but it was like, I don't know, the crowd there, you could just tell that it was going to be one of those gigs where they wanted to...
Shit was going to go down.
their local Division 5 football win or something like that, so...
Have you ever had shit go wrong when you're on stage?
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny that you said that because it usually happens at our Brisbane shows.
Okay.
Yeah, our shows outside Brisbane always go fine, but there's something about Brisbane shows, like this... That's kind of why we're kind of really pumped about, particularly the show Friday. We just little things go wrong. And last time we did a Brisbane show, we just had faulty leads and stuff like that, like all those things that, you dread about.
The typical things, yeah.
So,
how do you handle situations like that? Do you shit yourself?
I get really frustrated. I keep it all within, but I get really, I get devastated.
The heart starts racing and shit.
Yeah, it's really devastating because so much work's been leading up, and then something like that can really ruin your night. And often it's the case where it's not as bad out the front, but for you, right at that moment on stage, it is really bad. But you have to deal with it. Just obviously you have to get over it and just keep rocking out, I guess.
You guys thrive off of being a good live band, yeah?
Yes, I guess that's definitely something that we kind of would like. I guess we would like to think that.
Would you say you guys are a studio band or a live band?
A live band,
yeah,
definitely. I'd like to think both, and to be honest, I love nothing more than being in the studio and recording. But at the end of the day, especially with how the industry is going now, it really is it's about your live show, and you just and that's something we're worried about when we're in the studio recording, making sure that what we're doing can be pulled off live, not dubbing too many parts and stuff where we really need a fourth person to come in, to the band to be able to perform live. So that's something that, definitely we're conscious about.
Do you ever go back and listen to your studio recorded tracks and think, oh, I wish I had done that, and then you tweak it when you play it live?
Yeah, I guess so. What we'd normally do would always, live, we would probably maybe make it a bit longer, like do extended sections in it. So yeah, I definitely avoid. I don't listen back to stuff when you record it.
Ever?
Oh, I do. I mean, but it's because the process of recording, you listen to it 1,000 times. And after that, once it's been, I'm talking about after it's been released. So after you've listened to it 1,000 times, I'd definitely probably not listen to it again for a long time. And if I did, I'd just see it once or something. But
being the singer, do you hate the sound of your own voice?
Yeah, I guess so. It's okay when everything else is, but definitely when you're recording and you're soloing your voice, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Now
I guess I'd sound like a real douchebag if I answered that question.
No, it's a cool man.
So,
Oh, don't worry. I hate the sound of my own voice too, and I work in radio, so.
Yeah.
Now, you've recently signed on with Starving Kids to release 3 singles in 2012. You've already released 1. What benefits are there from doing this as opposed to simply releasing a debut album?
Well, the whole album versus singles is like, it's basically if we had our own if we had it our own way, we would take ourselves back 20 years ago and be in the would that be 80s or even 10 years back in the 90s,
yeah.
Or 15 years, and we would do an album.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it. If we could, we'd do an album tomorrow. But it's definitely like, I guess we are sort of like knowledgeable of the music industry, like because we have been doing it for a long time and stuff like that. And we know that putting an album out tomorrow it just wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
Actually, as a band, it's really about being a band first with a big reputation. I guess we'd like to be able to release our first album to, and I guess a more well-developed audience.
Mm-hmm. Have you found psychedelic rock like a hard genre when attempting to reach the masses?
I don't think so. Like, I mean, it's not all our music is psychedelic rock. There would definitely be songs that are, and that would be probably the songs that, probably the longer songs. But no, I don't think so. I think anything. I mean, look at I'd say Tame Impala is psychedelic rock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they're
killing it.
They're doing exactly. So no, definitely. I think it's just about finding your audience and just obviously refining your songwriting and just getting something out there that finding that song that connects. I think if you do enough writing and enough playing around, you eventually find that song.
Yeah, eventually get that big break. Yeah, your sex on fire, as you would put it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now,
ready for the sex on fire.
The first single you've released this year is Epidemic. Are you stoked with the reception it's received so far?
Yeah, it's been a really good. It's been received really well. So we just kind of, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be more evident after these next couple of dates. Like, I guess, in all honesty, we've just begun this tour and we played the dates that probably that are more regional and less likely to be
warm-ups.
People. So yeah, as of this week, it's going to start hitting up, and obviously we're doing our hometown show, so it'll be a bit more. We'll be able to gauge, I guess, the vibe a bit better.
Yeah.
This week.
How much pressure is there when putting new tracks out? Are you one to not handle a negative review very well?
No, definitely not. I wouldn't care in the slightest. I mean, it's one of those things that if you didn't get a really negative review, like there'd be something wrong. And negative reviews are often really good in that, as long as someone has an opinion, if someone has a strong opinion about your music, it's really good. I think if someone said, like, if they gave you, 3 out of 5 stars, something like that, that's worse than getting 1 out of star, because it's almost like just like I don't have an opinion of your music.
Yeah.
That's an insult.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't have an opinion, then that's crap. But if people love it or hate it, that's something that I reckon is a good thing.
If you met someone who just gave you a flat out bad review, what would be the first thing you'd say to them?
I don't know. It's just probably like I'd be curious as to why, and then I wouldn't take it personally.
Okay.
I think we've done playing music that I don't know, like especially myself, like I did the whole study music thing where you'd get smashed every day. Like, people telling you can't play, and it's something that you get used to, and it is such a critical industry that you just get over it. Otherwise, if you don't, then you're gonna have a real hard time surviving more than 12 months.
Do you let reviews impact on how you go about songwriting after you've read them?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess anything would. Like, I wouldn't be silly enough to say that we're invincible and stuff like that, and we just do what we want. Like, that's not true. Like, the fact is the radio isn't going to play a 7-minute song. Yeah. And you need support. If you want to be a live band playing, you do need, support from radio. And any band, if they told you that, they'd be lying, because at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to do what they want to do without support from various media.
Yeah, exactly.
So you do. But in saying that, I wouldn't say that would particularly go out and write a 3-minute 30 song. It'd be more that you'd record and write a whole heap of songs, and you'd have a pile of songs that fit that criteria, and those would be the songs that you push.
How much material have you already recorded this year? Have you already recorded the other 2 singles?
No, we've recorded another single when we did Epidemic, but we haven't recorded the third one.
Okay.
We're kind of just wanting to make sure that the third one, is because it's going to be still a while away. We're going to make sure that at that point in time, that third one's the best song. So we kind of put it on hold to record it a bit later in the year.
So bigger things to come.
Yeah, I guess so. And just kind of, especially after all these dates, we're about to play 35 gigs. After all those shows, feel that one song's better, or we'll definitely be a better band.
Yeah.
We would have found that, being able to refine that song more on the road and stuff like that. So it makes more sense to do it a bit later.
You're playing in Melbourne on April 19th and 20th. You're a fan of Melbourne's music scene, aren't you?
I'm a big fan. I love Melbourne.
What do you think it offers that other places don't?
I think, well, for a start, it's definitely, it's got the biggest, music hub or cultural hub. So it's like, on Monday night it could be pumping.
Yeah.
Well, it is pumping. So, I mean, you're not limited to a Friday, Saturday night gig, which most, I reckon you could say that about Sydney, and hey, Brisbane's got a big Thursday night as well, but definitely, night of the week, it doesn't matter. People are keen to go out, and there's just so many bands, and there's so much stuff happening, I guess it's got its pros and cons, but definitely the pros outweigh it.
Yeah, I love it, man. I mean, I host a music show. I'm never running out of bands to interview.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane. The amount of bands, it's insane, so it's really awesome.
Will you guys be flying down again, or has the Tiger Airways incident put you off flying forever?
No, we'll hang on this time. We are flying, but then we're doing Melbourne again. When we do Butterfly, we'll be in the van the whole trip.
Ooh, what's better, flying or van?
It depends. When you're in the actual place, definitely having a van.
Yep.
Getting there, flying. So.
What happened with Tiger Airways?
Basically, that's when that whole fallout happened, and we all needed to get back, and the only way we could get back was to get a rent-a-car. And we went the completely wrong way. We went the coastal route, we went, I don't know, it was just brutal, and it basically took us 30 hours, and we couldn't get accommodation, so
30 hours? It
took us 30 hours. So from Melbourne, we went through, Traralgon, right to the end, then we drove up. It was we were all exhausted, and when we looked at Google Map, we hadn't even started going north.
Did you even know where you were going? You were just following signs, hoping for the best?
Yeah, someone just told us which way to go, so... And then we nearly ran out of fuel. It was literally, we were just on the reserve tank for a while, and we ended up finding the self-service credit card pump just at the same time.
When you rent a car, say in Melbourne, and you drive into Brisbane, how do you get it back to Melbourne, or do you just leave it up in Brisbane?
Well, yeah, I mean, when those big companies have offices everywhere. So.
Okay. That's right. What kind of things do you guys do in your spare time when you're on tour?
I guess a lot of it, to be honest, is just traveling, getting to the next place.
Yep.
And then just eating. Definitely is a lot of downtime, which can be a bit crap at times. And that when you you're just kind of stuck and there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's the whole pub thing.
That's where you pull out the phone and play Angry Birds.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd like to. Yeah, it would be good if we could probably try and write or play, which I'm going to try to do for the next couple of months because there is a lot of time, so it'd be good to make use of it. But it's definitely a lot of downtime where you just have to think of something to do.
Do you write much on tour?
No, I haven't really. I'm going to try this time though. I'm going to be a bit more disciplined and just get into a routine.
It's like a diet.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you're also playing in Geelong to support the Butterfly Effect at Bandit Elbow on May 18th. It's their Affected tour. Have you ever played in Geelong before?
No.
Ooh, trust me, sir, you've got a lot to expect.
Oh, really? I'm excited.
They're a rough crowd in Geelong.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We play a fair bit of regional stuff, and we always find, I'm not that Geelong's really regional, but, places, outside capital cities just seem to enjoy rock a bit more for some reason.
Are you stoked to be supporting a band like the Butterfly Effect? They're pretty big, man.
Yeah, definitely. Really excited about that. It's exciting, and it's exciting, obviously, that everything's sort of organised, and we just rock up and play, and it's definitely a change from the normal touring schedule that we have.
I was chatting to the guy that's organised the event, and he said it's close to sold out, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
We're really pumped.
Now, I saw Tom shaved his head. Did you shave your head as well?
I didn't.
Why not?
Tom was a better human being than me.
Yeah, I was going to say, why not?
I've never, like, I don't know, I should, and I will one day.
Could you pull it off, though?
To be honest, I couldn't. I'd look like an idiot, but that's besides the point. It doesn't matter what I look like.
Dude, I always look like an idiot, so...
But I justify it by doing other things too, yeah.
What'd you do?
I don't like to boast about anything, but it's a big deal. But I don't know, I just regularly donate blood, and I support the Asian.
What would it take? What would it take for you to shave your head next year for the cure for cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I guess I shouldn't really take anything other than just to raise some money. So, I guess raise maybe $1,000. I guess.
Maybe you could do that and then take a photo, and that can be the front cover of the debut album.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, just a couple more questions, man. I'll let you go.
Oh, all good.
Where do you see yourself on both a personal level as well as the band in 12 months' time?
I guess we really like to try. I don't know. I guess hopeful to start getting out of Australia and playing. Doing stuff. It'd be really exciting. I'd love the idea of like probably release an album. Next year sometime. That'd be awesome. That'd just depend on how this year rolls out, but it'd be awesome to be in a situation where we could say, all right, we can release this album, and we're going to be able to sell enough copies to cover the cost, which is ideally how you want to do it.
Yep.
I guess that release an album, just be in a better situation where we're playing bigger shows.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty vague, but yeah.
And one last question, man. I ask this to everyone. What advice do you have for all aspiring songwriters and musicians?
I reckon musicians. I'd work on your live show. Songwriting. It's at a point in the industry where you're really not gonna be making much money when people can get your money for free. So it's all about giving people a reason, to come see you live. And somewhere everyone can record and do stuff these days that, you're one of a billion people in terms of the whole recording, putting out a song, but you're not necessarily. It's just a smaller category of people who can get on stage and pull it off, and that's probably the main thing.
Yeah, that's it. Well, there you go, guys. Make sure you grab yourself a copy of Greenthief's new single, Epidemic. Check them out in Melbourne on April 19th and 20th for their Epidemic tour. And for all the latest news and info, like them on Facebook at facebook.com/GreenthiefBand. Once again, Julian, thanks for your time, mate, and good luck with the tour.
Thank you very much.
Catch you later, man.
Catch ya.